afternoon, and thank you for joining the Ramstein Airmen Leadership School's virtual graduation for Class 22-2. I am Staff Sergeant Heather Kautz, and on behalf of the Commandant, Master Sergeant Lauren Coulter, and the cadre of the Ramstein Airmen Leadership School, I am excited you could join us for today's event. Before we begin, I would like to take this time to recognize all directors, commanders, senior enlisted leaders, first sergeants, supervisors, mentors, and friends of our graduates that are joining us today. Your presence here is what makes this event special, which is why we sincerely thank you for taking the time to help us celebrate this milestone in their leadership journey. We also want to recognize the individuals whose support can never truly be measured, our graduates' loved ones. You have sacrificed so much for mission requirements, which are not uncommon to those who are part of the military community. Your support has helped aid and advance these airmen to arrive at this point in their careers. We at Ramstein Airmen Leadership School want to thank you for everything you have sacrificed, not only for this last month, but ever since you became a beacon of inspiration. Your support strengthens not only our students, but our entire Air and Space Force. Class 22-2 began on the 13th of January. This class was comprised of 95 students from 3 countries and 9 installations. Over the duration of the course, our students were challenged to transform their homes into virtual classrooms and balance their busy lives against educational requirements. Through this virtual environment, our students completed 4 modules on topics designed to strengthen their Air Force culture, enhance their ability to lead and manage teams, promote collaborative problem solving, and understand how they support the Air and Space Force missions. Ramstein Airmen Leadership School's mission is to educate, inspire, and motivate students for positions of great responsibility by strengthening their ability to lead, follow, and manage while also gaining a broader understanding of the military profession and their role within the Air and Space Forces. Class 22-2 had the opportunity to hear from multiple outside agencies within the Kaiserslautern military community, as well as leadership teams from the 86th Airlift Wing, the 435th Air Ground Operations Wing, and the 521st Air Mobility Operations Wing. We thank all of our guest speakers for devoting their time and expertise to mentor these new first-line supervisors. Not only did these motivated students manage the rigors of academia, but they also teamed up in accomplishing 2 goals, demonstrating their dedication to their communities and personal fitness. To engage the community, students from Ramstein Airmen Leadership School teamed up with a local Cub Scout team. To help ensure they met their cleanup project's objective, they devoted their time cleaning up areas around the local base school facilities. Additionally, Ramstein Airmen Leadership School students dedicated time to the Ramstein Child Development Center Annex and pre-K facilities. They helped renovate areas of the facilities, setting up 6 classrooms to be fully operational for the care of 72 children. In pursuit of better personal fitness, Class 22-2 competed against one another in the Commandant's Cup Challenge. As a class, they accumulated over 2,000 miles ran, 73,000 squats, 84,000 sit-ups, 98,000 push-ups, and 220 volunteer hours. The top flight was Warrior Flight. The top male participant was Senior Airman Ruben Madrid from Freedom Flight. And the top female participant was Senior Airman Princess Scott from Defender Flight. Thank you for all of your hard work and dedication. We hope you remember all of your accomplishments while attending this course. Our guest speaker today is Senior Master Sergeant Kevin Ruger. He joined us earlier in our course and spoke with the students about the importance of their new position as first-line supervisors. As we celebrate our students' dedication throughout this course, he would like to address the class one last time. Welcome, Senior Master Sergeant Ruger.
Hi, Class 22-2. I'm Senior Ruger from the 1st CMXS, and I'm here to deliver you guys' graduation speech. I wish we could do it in a physical fashion. Unfortunately, due to current COVID restrictions, that's really not possible. So I'm going to do it by talking at this camera, and then at some point this is going to get added to you guys' graduation video. So you guys made it, 22-2. You guys are at the most favorite part of any PME course that I've ever attended, and that's graduation day, so congratulations on that. And I just wrote down a few notes that I wanted to share with you guys that will hopefully kind of, get you guys a little bit inspired and very excited to become supervisors. First and foremost, as with every major accomplishment of anybody's military career, may it be promotions, PME graduation, winning awards and stuff like that, you guys didn't get there by yourself, right? So I implore you, please take a few moments, take a few minutes, and just think of all the supervisors, mentors, people around you in your family, right? People that got you guys through tough times and that got you to this point. I'm sure there's somebody. And just take a few minutes and either give that person a call, send them a personal message, and just say thank you. Thank you for, being at your side, being behind you, and getting you to this point in your military career, which is definitely a very, very important stage. So first thing that I wanted to mention is that you guys are now part of the institution, right? So that sounds kind of odd, part of the institution. And what I mean by that is that you guys are now, I still remember when I made staff sergeant my first time, my supervisor at the time was like, welcome to the table, right? So what does it mean, welcome to the table? As supervisors, you guys are now entrusted with, the future of our Air Force. And where you guys come in, and what I mean by you guys are part of the discussions that are had at this big table, right? You guys are that connecting piece between upper leadership and like where the rubber meets the road, right? Where the actual mission accomplishment takes place. And you guys are translating leaders' directions, right? And you guys are making sure that everybody understands from the top down what needs to be done and how it's going to get done. And if there's any issues at the bottom level, you guys, again, that connecting tissue, that where you can pass that stuff up. So again, welcome to the big institution of the Air Force. Next thing I wanted to mention is that you guys are the next generation of leaders in the Air Force, right? When I went through ALS a number of years back, it was very exciting, and just with a snap of a finger, now I'm in this position right now, right? And I'm feeling like one of the old dogs. You guys are that next up-and-coming generation of leaders that are, bringing the Air Force to a whole new level. And you guys are entrusted to also take the new airmen that are coming into the Air Force, right? And they're meeting the Air Force in the person of you. You guys represent the Air Force, right? You have tech school airmen that are coming out of tech school. If at some point, right, you guys are going to do DSD, you become MTLs or MTIs and stuff like that. You guys are the representation of the Air Force, and you are taking care of that next generation, right? You guys are the next generation, and you're taking care of the next generation. So at some point, right, when you guys are in my shoes then, and you may be doing a virtual graduation speech or inspirational speech, you guys can take them under your wing and you can prepare them for the future challenges ahead of them, right? You are also entrusted with the care and development of those airmen, right? So hopefully you guys learned a lot of things in ALS, and you added some tools to your toolbox that will definitely need some refining, and that will definitely get supplemented over the course of you guys' career. But make use of those tools, right? Because you guys, again, are going to be entrusted with the airmen, and you are going to get them accustomed to the way of life in the military, right? And you're going to make sure that they're able to master all the challenges that are getting thrown at them. So don't take it lightly whatsoever. And quite frankly, you guys are also going to be making or breaking an airman's career. Hopefully you will always be making somebody's career, right? But I'm not going to fool you. There might be some people that aren't cut out for the military, right? And we've had that discussion in the Q&A. Some people are just not cut out for the military service, and that's where you guys come in, right? You guys are representing the Air Force. You guys are also advocating for who should be in the service, who should continue to serve, and who needs to be elevated to the next position, to the next duty station, whatever the case may be, AFSC. You guys are making sure you guys are now holders of the keys for those guys. You're preparing them for it, and then once they're at that stage, you guys can elevate them to that next stage. So big responsibility on you guys. Another thing too, as supervisors, right? You guys are going to be providing small course adjustments for all those airmen, right? May it be for good things, right? Where an airman might come in and they say, oh, I want to, cross-train, or I want to become a Raven, or whatever the case may be, right? Where you guys can get those slight course adjustments to those airmen, and you can make sure that they get to where they want to go. Because let's face it, everybody comes in with big plans, and we think we have it all figured out, but most likely we do not, right? And that's where you guys come in. and you get the information and you lay it out for them. And in the case of an airman that might, come off the course a little bit as far as like what's acceptable and what's not acceptable, you guys again are going to provide those course adjustments for those airmen, and you're going to say, hey, it's cool if you slip up, it's cool if you messed up. We've all been there, right? And this is where you get back on the horse. This is where you get back on track, and I'm going to help you alongside with you. All you guys have been in a number of years, right? You guys have had your supervisor, your military, your supervisors alongside with you. You guys have made good experiences. You guys have made bad experiences. Take a second before you take on your first airman, because I remember it's very exciting. But at the same time, learn from those supervisors that have provided you with lessons, and maybe for good or bad reasons, right? I have had my bad share of supervisors, and I've had my good share. So just take a moment and just be mindful of what they did to you that helped you, and what they did that didn't help you, and just don't carry on a tradition of failure, obviously, right? But treat your airmen however you want to be treated, or how you wanted to be treated when you were at that stage in their career, and I think you will do fine. Over the course of ALS, you guys have, probably learned a lot of management styles, right? Contingent rewards, laissez-faire, obviously, don't do that one. And there is a different management style for every situation. What I will say is that when I came out of ALS, and I had all these management styles, right? And you take these questionnaires and quizzes, right? They kind of tell you what kind of leader you are. Just know that there's always a person on the other side, right? There's always a person that's wearing the uniform. There's a person with dreams, hopes, that want to go places, that have made experiences in their upbringing that you might not be sharing with. However, what combines us and what puts us together on one team is what we wear, right? So don't get caught up too much in the management styles. Just have a conversation, and just know that it's a person on the other side, right? You guys aren't expected to know everything now. And it's okay to say, I'm not really sure, or let me get back with you, right? You guys don't have to feel like you have to know everything. So again, just know that there's a person on the other side. Last but not least, I will admit, airmen are work, right? I will just say they are work. My time at the MatchCom staff, when there wasn't a whole lot of junior airmen, I had a lot more time to focus on myself as far as like awards and my work was considered. But what I did miss is that interaction with the airmen, right? And when I say airmen are work, I'm talking about all the admin work that comes along with it, all the time you have to take and be like, hey, let's sit down for a minute, let me break this down for you, let me explain this to you, let me show you how you need to perform this task, and all those things, right? That all takes time away from your day and from the things that you have to do. But just know that every time you take a little bit of time, that time will pay dividends down the road. It will take more time now for you to explain things, but you will save that time where you don't have to do it every single time down the road, and you are building a true asset to the Air Force where you don't have to sit that person down. You're only going to have to do it a number of times, and then that person gets it, right? And they will be very, very thankful that you're setting them up for success. One more thing I wanted to mention, and this was told to me by my wing commander last week, and it kind of blew my mind. Out of all the 17 to 24-year-olds in the United States population, and I did fact check this as well because it was kind of blowing my mind when he mentioned it, out of everybody that is able to serve in the United States Air Force, or in the DoD for that matter, guess what the percentage is? It's 3%. So 3% of people in the United States are able to serve and wear the uniform, this uniform or a different uniform. Of that 3% that is eligible to wear it, how many people do you think actually raise their hand? It's 0.5%. So right now, out of everybody in the United States population, 0.5% is in the United States military. You guys are part of that. So if that doesn't get you riled up and excited, then I don't know. But you guys have a lot of responsibility on your shoulders. I'm sure you guys are going to do fine. It is okay to make mistakes. Just keep looking to your peers, keep looking up to your mentors, and just know that it's going to be a learning experience along the way. But I'm very excited for you guys. Congratulations on you guys' accomplishment. And if you ever need anything, I hope to see you around. And if you guys recognize my face, please say hi and also explain why you know my face. So, but with that, congratulations.
Thank you, Senior Master Sergeant Ruger. And now, the moment you have all been waiting for has finally arrived. Graduation time. Each of our 6 graduating flights was facilitated by one of our instructors and will have the distinct pleasure of announcing their graduates. Please feel free to show your support to the graduates by clicking the like or heart emoji, leaving a comment, or entering a GIF in the comment section when their name is announced. I am Staff Sergeant Heather Couts, the instructor for Avenger Flight, and I am honored to announce our graduates. Starting with the flight leader. From the 721st Mobility Support Squadron, Staff Sergeant Malia Hilliard. From the 76th Airlift Squadron, Senior Airman Hakuo Kawai Bariga. From the 721st Aircraft Maintenance Squadron, Senior Airman Christopher Bell. From the 721st Aerial Port Squadron, Senior Airman Dominique Brown. From the 86th Vehicle Readiness Squadron, Senior Airman Rudy Dyer. From the 4th Field Investigation Squadron, Staff Sergeant Taylor Giroux. From the 435th Construction and Training Squadron, Senior Airman Brock Gonthier. From the 603rd Air Communications Squadron, Staff Sergeant Philip Kleinberg. From the 7th Combat Weather Squadron, Detachment 2, Staff Sergeant Zachary Long. From the 65th Air Base Squadron, Senior Airman Zachary Mosher. From the 691st Cyberspace Operations Squadron, Staff Sergeant Jamal Myrick Dawson. From the 603rd Air Operations Center, Senior Airman Brady Reif. From the 86th Communications Squadron, Senior Airman Andrew Rosas. From the 86th Logistics Readiness Squadron, Senior Airman Christiana Sese. From the 86th Communications Squadron, Senior Airman Tanusai City Tapanya. From the 86th Aircraft Maintenance Squadron, Senior Airman Benjamin Valdez. Ladies and gentlemen, Avenger Flight.
I'm Technical Sergeant Shane Morris, the instructor for Defender Flight, and I'm honored to announce our graduates, starting with the flight leader. From the 402nd Intelligence Squadron, Staff Sergeant Reed Munkitrick. From the 721st Aerial Port Squadron, Senior Airman Jason Anderson. From the 603rd Air Operations Center, Staff Sergeant Deja Clem. From the 5th Combat Training Squadron, Senior Airman Austin Dial. From the 691st Cyberspace Operations Squadron, Staff Sergeant Jadea Forche. From the 786th Civil Engineer Squadron, Senior Airman James Frick II. From the 721st Aircraft Maintenance Squadron, Senior Airman Daniel Miado. From the 86th Operational Medical Readiness Squadron, Senior Airman Alexander Peterson. From the 721st Aerial Port Squadron, Senior Airman Hillary Peterson. From the 725th Air Mobility Squadron, Staff Sergeant Anna Rodriguez. From Headquarters USAFE Africa A1, Senior Airman Princess Scott. From the 435th Contingency Response Squadron, Senior Airman Eric Shaw. From the 86th Maintenance Squadron, Senior Airman Nicholas Staples. From the 569th United States Forces Police Squadron, Staff Sergeant James Stoller. From the 24th Intelligence Squadron, Staff Sergeant Joshua Strebe. From the 786th Civil Engineer Squadron, Senior Airman Raymond Walters. Ladies and gentlemen, Defender Flight.
I am Staff Sergeant Philip Zavala, the instructor for Freedom Flight, and I am honored to announce our graduates. Starting with the flight leader. From the 86th Airlift Wing Command Post, Senior Airman Ruben Madrid. From the 86th Operations Support Squadron, Senior Airman Spencer Ames. From the 1st Combat Communications Squadron, Staff Sergeant Tyra Bailey. From the 721st Aircraft Maintenance Squadron, Senior Airman Gregory Barjan Ramos. From the 721st Aerial Port Squadron, Senior Airman Alex Moretto. From the 24th Intelligence Squadron, Senior Airman Brian Boyle. From the 721st Aircraft Maintenance Squadron, Senior Airman Sarah Camacho. From the 86th Security Forces Squadron, Senior Airman McKenna Glatfelty. From the 786th Force Support Squadron, Staff Sergeant Gladiola Hamid. From From the 86th Munitions Squadron, Staff Sergeant Blake Justin. From the 86th Medical Squadron, Staff Sergeant Sojung Kim. From the 691st Cyberspace Operations Squadron, Senior Airman Stephen Kuntz. From the 86th Logistics Readiness Squadron, Senior Airman Jeffrey McIntyre. From the 721st Aircraft Maintenance Squadron, Senior Airman Austin Pena. From the 86th Aircraft Maintenance Squadron, Staff Sergeant Corey Romaine. From the 786th Civil Engineer Squadron, Senior Airman Brian Smith. Ladies and gentlemen, Freedom Flight.
I am Technical Sergeant Joshua Venegas, the instructor for Guardian Flight, and I'm honored to announce our graduates, starting with the flight leader. From the 603rd Air Operations Center, Staff Sergeant Brianna Hatch. From the 603rd Air Operations Center, Senior Airman Brian Bethune II. From Space Delta 4, Detachment 1, Staff Sergeant Seth Blackburn. From the 86th Aircraft Maintenance Squadron, Staff Sergeant John Bren. From the 24th Intelligence Squadron, Staff Sergeant Dominic Dupuis. From the 496th Airbase Squadron, Senior Airman Glinda Francis. From the 721st Aerial Port Squadron, Staff Sergeant Allison Ganduya. From the 86th Medical Group, Senior Airman Desiree Henson. From the 86th Medical Support Squadron, Senior Airman Ryan Heimel. From the 725th Air Mobility Squadron, Staff Sergeant Brian Lewis. From the 86th Logistics Readiness Squadron, Senior Airman Jason Loafman. From the 721st Aircraft Maintenance Squadron, Senior Airman Drew Mann. From the 693rd Intelligence Support Squadron, Staff Sergeant Jake Marshall. From the 86th Communications Squadron, Senior Airman Kittiput Persarkiao. From the 450th Intelligence Squadron, Senior Airman Brent Swafford. From the 786th Civil Engineer Squadron, Senior Airman Edward Urich. Ladies and gentlemen, Guardian Flight.
I am Staff Sergeant Vinny Mata, the instructor for Sentry Flight, and I am honored to announce our graduates, starting with the flight leader. From the 725th Air Mobility Squadron, Staff Sergeant Tashana Faustino. From the 435th Contingency Response Squadron, Senior Airman Timothy Adams. From the 24th Intelligence Squadron, Staff Sergeant Kendall Benningfield. From the 86th Logistics Readiness Squadron, Senior Airman Kennedy Bryant. From the 435th Security Forces Squadron, Senior Airman Edwin Cortez Nunez. From the 86th Comptroller Squadron, Senior Airman Kai Delgadillo. From the 721st Aerial Port Squadron, Senior Airman Jeffrey Ia. From the 86th Material Maintenance Squadron, Senior Airman Samuel Fig. From the 721st Aircraft Maintenance Squadron, Senior Airman Aaron Griffith. From the 1st Combat Communications Squadron, Senior Airman Clay Ivy. From the 693rd Intelligence Support Squadron, Senior Airman Kyer Jacobson. From the 86th Operational Medical Readiness Squadron, Senior Airman Ashley Juarez. From the 721st Aircraft Maintenance Squadron, Senior Airman Kurt Kamal. From the 721st Aerial Port Squadron, Senior Airman Edgar Martinez Selva. From the 86th Aeromedical Evacuation Squadron, Staff Sergeant James Nicholson. From the 1st Communications Maintenance Squadron, Senior Airman Caden Norwood. Ladies and gentlemen, Sentry Flight.
I am Technical Sergeant Sierra Engel, the instructor for Warrior Flight, and I am honored to announce our graduates. Starting with the flight leader, from the 693rd Intelligence Support Squadron, Staff Sergeant Miriam Abbott. From the 86th Operational Medical Readiness Squadron, Senior Airman Caroline Andrews. From the 721st Aircraft Maintenance Squadron, Senior Airman Tyler Cassidy. From the 721st Aircraft Maintenance Squadron, Senior Airman Jacob Dodson. From the 86th Medical Squadron, Senior Airman Rebecca Flores. From the 435th Security Forces Squadron, Senior Airman Jonathan Hempsel. From the 435th Contingency Response Squadron, Staff Sergeant John Houston. From the 450th Intelligence Squadron, Senior Airman Cody Hunter. From Detachment 1 Air Postal Squadron, Staff Sergeant Marcus Lewis. From the 786 Civil Engineer Squadron, Senior Airman Noah Mayave. From the 86 Aircraft Maintenance Squadron, Staff Sergeant Bryce Mullen. From the 86 Communications Squadron, Senior Airman Americ Seasom. From the 721st Aerial Port Squadron, Senior Airman Devin Turnka. From the 691st Cyberspace Operations Squadron, Staff Sergeant Daniel Troop. From the 603rd Air Operations Center, Senior Airman Alicia Williams Bethune. Ladies and gentlemen, Warrior Flight.
A big congratulations to all of the graduates. Throughout the Air Force and enlisted professional military education, it is a tradition to recognize excellence in performance. We do this through our awards program. Our first award is the Distinguished Graduate Award. This award highlights excellence as both a leader and a scholar. It represents the top 10% of the class, and 9 students have earned this exceptional distinction. Ladies and gentlemen, our distinguished graduates are
from the 86th Airlift Wing Command Post, Senior Airman Ruben Madrid.
From the 402nd Intelligence Squadron, Staff Sergeant Reed Mudkitrick.
From the 693rd Intelligence Support Squadron, Staff Sergeant Miriam Abbott. From the 86th Medical Squadron, Senior Airman Rebecca Flores.
From the 721st Mobility Support Squadron, Staff Sergeant Malia Hilliard.
From the 86th Logistics Readiness Squadron, Senior Airman Kennedy Bryant.
From the 86th Medical Support Squadron, Senior Airman Ryan Heimel. From the 86th Communications Squadron, Senior Airman Kittiput Brisarkiao.
From the 721st Aircraft Maintenance Squadron, Senior Airman Gregory Barjan Ramos.
The next award is the Academic Achievement Award. It is awarded to the students who have shown excellence as scholars by achieving the highest combined score on all performance tasks. The Academic Achievement Award winners are
from the 86th Airlift Wing Command Post, Senior Airman Ruben Madrid. From the 721st Aircraft Maintenance Squadron, Senior Airman Gregory Barjan Ramos.
From the 86th Logistics Readiness Squadron, Senior Airman Kennedy Bryant.
The next award is the Commandant's Award. This award is presented to the student who, in the Commandant's judgment, made the most significant contribution to the overall success of their class. 9 students were selected by their peers to be interviewed by our Commandant, Master Sergeant Coulter. The nominees are from the 603rd Air Communications Squadron, Staff Sergeant Philip Kleinberg. From the 721st Mobility Support Squadron, Staff Sergeant Malia Hilliard.
From the 435th Contingency Response Squadron, Senior Airman Eric Shaw.
From the 86th Airlift Wing Command Post, Senior Airman Ruben Madrid. From the 721st Aircraft Maintenance Squadron, Senior Airman Gregory Barjan Ramos.
From the 86th Communications Squadron, Senior Airman Kittiput Brisarkiao.
From the 86th Logistics Readiness Squadron, Senior Airman Kennedy Bryant. From the 435th Contingency Response Squadron, Senior Airman Timothy Adams.
From the 86th Medical Squadron, Senior Airman Rebecca Flores.
The Ramstein Airman Leadership School's Commandant Award winner is
from the 86th Logistics Readiness Squadron, Senior Airman Kennedy Bryant.
Our final award is the John L. Levito Honor Graduate Award. The John L. Levito Honor Graduate Award is the highest recognition attainable at any level of enlisted professional military education. The recipient of this award clearly excelled in all areas of academics and overall leadership. Ladies and gentlemen, the Ramstein Airman Leadership School's John L. Levito Honor Graduate Award winner for Class 22-2 is from the 603rd Air Communications Squadron, Staff Sergeant Philip Kleinberg. Congratulations to all of the award winners. Based off of your hard work and dedication, this is an accomplishment that you should be truly proud of. We will now hear closing remarks from Ramstein Airman Leadership School's Commandant, Master Sergeant Lauren Coulter.
Good morning and welcome to Class 22-2's virtual graduation. I am Master Sergeant Lauren Coulter and I am pleased to congratulate the 94 students on the culmination of Airman Leadership School. When we started out, virtual wasn't our intent, but these amazing individuals learned to pivot, learned to lead, and they learned to inspire all throughout the 192 academic hours. ALS Class 22-2, I congratulate you. Go forth and lead on.
Thank you, Master Sergeant Coulter. Families and friends, this concludes today's ceremony. The Ramstein Airman Leadership School staff would like to show our gratitude for you viewing this ceremony and wish you all the best.